Hola, from the west side. It is me, DCThePurpleDiva, and welcome to Not So Random Chat. Happy Thursday, y'all. Hey, 1SP. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, it is morning for you. It is almost Friday here, but it's still Thursday here. I don't know what day this is of worldwide lockdown. But I want to talk about some of the things that are starting to happen in the United States. Primarily, the opening up of beaches in Southern California and in Florida, and then the opening of certain businesses in the state of Georgia, specifically tattoo parlors, nail salons, beauty parlors or beauty salons, barbers. I'm sure there were more on that list, but you get the drift. Hey, Devil's Queen. Hey, God loves me. How are you? So this is going to be kind of a little insane because now, okay, in the areas that they're opening up the beaches, let me just say it from this perspective. These are parts of the country where the beaches are primarily opened 365 days of the year, 7 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and holidays too. So, and we're talking about, I know at least in Southern California, I don't think it's necessarily city beaches, but it's the state-run beaches or the county beaches. And then also in Southern California, we have golf courses that are opening up in Ventura County. And then in Florida, the beaches have opened and thousands immediately flocked to the beaches. And in these two parts of the country, it is starting to warm up. Now, granted, they have, quote unquote, said that they think that this particular strain will weaken as the weather gets warmer. But do you want to chance that? I mean, people don't normally social distance on the beach. And from what I can see, from what they showed of the beaches in Florida, because I have gone and looked at footage online, because, you know, somebody videotaped it so we could see it. Let me see who else is in the chat. Hey, Dr. Naughty. Hey, Manuel. Hey, Mrs. Kai. Hey, Ozzy Outlaw. Nice to see you, Ozzy Outlaw. Hey, everyone. Thank you for coming in. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. Oh, Doctor, I got everybody. Okay. Just making sure I didn't miss anybody. I better open this up on my phone so I can look at you guys in the actual YouTube chat, because I'm over on StreamYards, and, you know, it takes a minute for it to show up on StreamYards. So give me 1 second. I'm just going to open up my phone, but let me turn down the volume so that we don't have a double volume situation going on over here. All right, so I can make sure I don't miss anybody. Hi. I don't see that name. Oh, Trendful Hot. Oh, I'm getting more. Oh yeah, well that's not gonna happen. I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that one, SP. You're jumping ahead of me. So anyway, now my concern, let me get back to I'm just gonna stay on the beaches for one more second because then I'm gonna go to Georgia. Yes, I am. Granted, these are parts of the country that have beaches open all of the time. But as I said, in looking at the footage in Florida and in seeing, you know, previously on the beaches here, because, they already opened up some of the beaches in Ventura County. They just haven't opened them up in Orange County, but they are this weekend. People are not exactly social distancing. They're not. And they're not all wearing their masks. I don't get it. But people are not going to learn. And the ones who are flocking to the beach, I'm sure, are the sun worshipers. I don't happen to be a sun worshiper, so, I'm not going to be out there. Even if I lived near the beach, and granted, I do live near the beach. Isn't that funny? But the beaches where I am aren't open because I live in LA County. But let's get into this thing that's going on in the state of Georgia, because the governor has made this decision, but you've got many of the mayors in some of the cities, specifically the mayor of Atlanta. Shouts out to my soror. She's a Delta, who really is, having an issue with this. And I don't know if any of you guys have seen, but hip hop artist, or producer rather, Jermaine Dupri, put something out on his Instagram in regards to this. Because see, here's the thing. Atlanta, when you think about Georgia, just like he said, you do think about Atlanta. And Atlanta, for those of you who don't know, is the capital of the black hair care industry. They have all these hair expos and everything there every year. And I will say that women in the South, specifically black women in the South, like to keep their hair tight. But as I said last night, the businesses that are being opened up, tattoo parlors, nail salons, and hair salons, are not places where it's possible to do a whole bunch of social distancing. How much social distancing can someone have if they're washing your hair or doing your nails? Hey, Matt. I love the Real Housewives of Atlanta too. They messy though. They messy on there. But and here's my fear, that those little $1,200 checks that everybody got, those people, the Regents, because I'm not going to even say the black people are going to be out there, because black people got enough sense to stay home, I hope. But the Regents will be out, and they're going to be spending their stimulus checks. And for many communities, that $1,200 is not enough money. And I think I've shared that fact with you guys before. If you live in a state like California, like where I live, $1,200 for most people will not even pay their rent or their mortgage. Will not. Unless they are on Section 8. And we know the vast majority of people are not on Section 8. Even people who qualify for Section 8 housing don't have it. Hey, Terry. So here we are, a week after everyone got their stimulus checks, because most people got their stimulus checks last week. How many people you think still have that $1,200? How many people do you guys think still have that $1,200? Oh, sure. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Aussie Outlaw, give me 1 second. Two Fly Drummer. Hello. I got a lot of people coming in. I got a lot of people coming in. Give me a moment, Aussie Outlaw. Give me a moment, guys. I'm going to walk away for a minute. 1 second. All right, I'm coming back. All right, I'm back. I had to get my my mouse because I cannot drop a link without my mouse. And let me just tell you guys the rules when you come up on my panel so that we all are clear on that. I don't have any problems with people coming up. I love people to come up. I just ask that, you know, everyone is respectful when you come up on the panel. And I also ask that everyone in the chat be respectful to everyone in the chat. All right, Ozzy Outlaw, give me a second. I am going to drop the link for you before I continue running my mouth, because I can run my mouth. We got a lot of folks. Okay, hey, Tutu Thing Thing. All right, come on. I think I have one cousin in Australia. All right, I posted it in the chat because I know it's tomorrow for you guys in Australia. I posted it in the chat. Feel free to come up, Ozzy Outlaw. Hey, Sunray. Hey, Bayou. All right. Got a couple people up here. All right, Sunray, I'm going to let you up. 1 second.
Hi.
Hey, hi. How are you guys?
Hi, good to meet you.
Good to meet you guys. Thank you for coming up.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate that.
All right. Oh, it looks like, are you on? Oh, Sunray has themselves on mute.
Yeah, no, I'm right. I'm right. Much peace. Just, yeah, I hope everybody's good. It's interesting to see you got, like, what, another Australian coming up, hopefully. But anyway.
Yeah. I know Ozzy Outlaw. I've been over to their channel before as well. But
cool guy.
How are you guys doing? How's everybody doing in their part of the world, shall I say?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm in your part of the world.
Okay. So you are here in California?
Yeah.
Or okay, cool. So yeah, you feel how I feel being housewife.
Yes,
how are you doing, Sunray?
Well, you know, fortunately, I guess the situation over here is still like social isolation, lockdown, essential businesses, and unnecessarily travel is like being it's an offense. But yeah, as I said, fortunately, the death rate is not as high. We've only had probably like 6,000 cases and 70 deaths, whereas I see in America they're like it's really upscaling. And maybe I'm wrong, but I saw has it hit California now, and maybe they're like it's a bit of worry going on there. But personally, myself, it's just, you know, I'm alive and happy, which is cool. Just doing the same old, but I just it's like it's kind of the one thing that I'd say is just being under lockdown and not socializing normally like we used to. It's kind of like built up a lot of energy, and I can sort of feel a change, you know. Although I have got down outside, I'll go for walks and go into the sun and stuff, but I haven't traveled in the car further than 30 minutes away from my home. ever since this has happened.
I don't think any of us have gone very far from our home. I think the farthest I've gone from my home is maybe 3 or 4 miles,
Mm.
and that's to go to the bank.
Right.
That's to go to the bank because I had to do something that I couldn't do over the internet. I needed to actually show up in person. So, but other than that, and the grocery store. But are you seeing that people are respecting the social distancing? Oh, wait a minute. Let me let Ozzy up. Are you seeing that people are respecting the social distancing? Like wearing the masks where they should be wearing them, or are you seeing a lot of people that are not respecting that?
Well, yes, this distancing thing, I will say probably. I think someone's got a bit of an echo. If you go and
Ozzy,
mute
turn
me,
down the volume on the chat so we don't have it.
or just mute when you don't talk.
It's not me. It's not me.
No?
Oh, either
No,
way.
I don't have it on. I
Okay.
can't anyway. I've got a headset on.
Oh, it went away.
Oh, good. Yeah, the people are doing the social distancing thing, which is cool. And then the amount of group gathering, that's also people applying. Actually, probably what is now? Well, it's the time like it's actually my family's from Fiji, so actually 46 hours ago, my uncle passed away. And Fiji, fortunately, hasn't only got like 7 cases of it or something, but go back to the point. It's like I do see it going on, but then with the masks, I don't see people in the shopping center or any of the government figures really wearing it, or
I do.
people in general. I don't see. Yeah, my shopkeepers and stuff haven't been. I'm in Adelaide. I was born in
It's a bit
Brisbane.
backward where he is in Adelaide. Just saying.
Yeah, I was born in Brisbane.
Oh, you're a Brizzy guy. Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, saying that it's like we've got a population of 1 million people here. It's very high, still first world and top facilities, but being a small town, I guess we have a bit of a country small world mentality. I mean, country town mentality, you could say.
DC, I had to come on because I wanted to meet the old lady in pink there. So if I could.
Oh yeah.
She's cute.
God loves me.
I think I do.
Old?
A little bit. I just wanted to meet you. How you doing?
Middle-aged at best.
Me too. God loves me.
You're lovely.
So what do you want to hook up or what?
No,
Just asking.
I'm just answering.
Quick answer. You didn't even think about it.
So Ozzy Outlaw, tell me how are you doing with being social distancing? Are you behaving yourself?
No, I've done so well on Tinder lately. It's just been crazy. Been banging more than my fair share, if you know what I mean. So,
no one's social distancing with you.
No, I don't believe in that. Like, loving, caring sort of person I am. Like, share the love. You know, love is all you need, as the Beatles said.
You are so funny.
How long have you been on YouTube?
Me?
Yes.
No.
You, Ozzy, how long have you been on YouTube?
9 years.
Yeah, I know he's been here a long time.
Yeah,
how about you, God loves me? How long have you been on here?
I've had this channel a little over a year.
Too long.
My channel has been around since 2011, but I didn't start really putting content on it until last year.
Oh, okay. I've been spending a bit more time on YouTube lately just because we've been in the house more.
Yeah, I think everybody has been spending more time on YouTube.
What's your favorite flower? God loves me.
Don't really have a favorite
Marijuana.
flower.
Okay. No, I'm just taking notes.
Lemon haze. Sour diesel. White widow. That's my favorite flower.
Oh, he's talking about other flowers.
If we were to go out, what sort of restaurant would it be? God loves me.
Uh-oh, she dropped down.
Boy.
Did I scare her away?
Seems like
you might have scared her away, Ozzy.
Was that coming on too strong, do you think? I thought it was
no, it probably was just StreamYard.
I thought it was going quite well.
Yeah, I think it was StreamYard because sometimes StreamYard kicks people off and they just have to come back in.
Oh, okay.
If she comes back in, if she comes back in the chat, I'll drop the link again so she can come back.
Good. I thought it was going well. I could felt a bond between the two of us there. It's like we'd met before, somewhere in a different life. Or
you were such a flirt.
I have to.
No,
if you see something you like, Dad always told me, if you see something you like, son, go and chase it. Chase it. And I liked what I seen, and I have to admit that. What else can I do? I got to be honest.
For the fact that she responded, if that's a good,
I think I'm a chance.
It's good. Well, hey, I don't know about that. I don't know about your success rate there, bro. But
it's usually pretty good.
Living in the positivity though.
It's usually pretty good, mate. Yeah, usually do all right. So I think I'm in for a chance. Yeah, it's like I got things to offer. I've got a car. I got a driver's license.
A voice.
I got a driver's license. Hey, Mrs. Carr, how you doing?
Oh, she says that accent gets her every time. Yeah, I've got a couple of friends from Australia, and I've got a couple of friends from the UK.
I thought I was the only Australian YouTuber. I got that.
No. And I've got another friend who is. Her name is called Holistic from Down Under, and she's in Australia too.
Nice.
I think some of them pretend to be Australian now. Just saying, I'm not saying.
No, I think she said she lives in. I think on her intro she said she lives in Sydney.
Oh yeah, that's the biggest city in Australia.
Yeah.
Where are you, bro?
Me, Melbourne. I own most of it.
All right.
Yeah, the big smoke.
I know it's beautiful there.
It's 3.5 million people where I live. So.
What season is it in Australia now? Because it's about to be summer here.
Autumn.
So you guys, so it's almost going. So when we get summer, it'll be winter there.
Yeah.
Wow. Well then, that's the thing that they're saying.
And the water goes a different way down the drain.
That's what I hear. You know what? I've been to Europe. And so I know it does go. I know it. I've seen that when I was in. Where was I? When I was in Italy.
Italy sounds cool, but expensive, yeah.
Well,
lira.
I didn't pay for the trip, so I don't know how much it cost.
I think euros, aren't they?
No, this was before. This was a while ago, so this was before they had the euros. And this was when Nice went back to being France, and it was it just had become part of the French Riviera. It was like in the 80s. Yeah, it was in the 80s.
That's in the south, right?
Yeah, and I went up to the mountains when I went to Spain. I went to Barcelona too.
Barcelona.
Yeah, it was beautiful there. It was beautiful there, but they warned us when we were there to not to speak to the Spanish men because they thought that American women were easy.
Easy what? Easy what?
Easy. Huh? Like easy, they get us in bed easy.
Is it true though? Is it true?
No, it's not true with me. So
Screw that then.
I was like, not true with me.
Because that other person who was here, the pink girl, she had like an American accent as well.
Yeah, so. she's here in the same state as I am. She's in California.
There you go.
Yeah, she's in California. But I'm not from California. I'm actually from.
I think I know her pretty well, actually.
I'm from where am I from? DC, the nation's capital. Yeah, I'm from Washington D.C.
Okay.
But I live in California.
I think I've met her before. Somewhere.
Yeah.
Have you travelled around Australia, mate, or just been in Melbourne?
Yeah. No, I've been everywhere, mate. I travel overseas twice a year. Okay, I was in Philippines January and February. 3 months in Bali, April, May, June last year. Then I was in Vietnam, Thailand. I go everywhere.
I have a friend that's traveling over in Thailand that's on YouTube. Well, no, she's in Vietnam right now. She's in
Oh,
Vietnam.
it's beautiful there. It's absolutely
Yeah.
beautiful there.
Yep, she's
Yeah.
in Vietnam right
Okay.
now.
Đủ má, mate.
There is
Đủ
a bit of a stigma. I found it in the United States because remember, Vietnam is still a communist country. People forget that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of propaganda still there. And I was going on tours, and they would explain like this. And here is where the imperious American army came here to take over our country. And I go, what? Excuse me?
That's the way a lot of them see it. And I have friends, you know, whose parents obviously were over in Vietnam. My dad would have gone, but he was in medical school. But yeah, they would. That was one of those ones where, why are we here? And when those guys came back, they were really not treated well because nobody in the United States wanted us to be over there. The majority of the country did not want us in Vietnam.
Yeah.
And they treated those vets so horribly when they came home.
How long did that last?
Mrs. Carr. Look, I'm going to jump off. I have to get off.
All right, no problem.
But it was really nice meeting you too. So
it's nice to meet you too, Ozzy. I will have to come visit your channel more often.
Yeah, I'm YouTube famous, so it'd be pretty good if you did.
Well, I've been to your channel a few times. I've left likes, but I guess I'll need to leave more comments.
That's okay. I think DeRosa was going to come up. There was somebody in your chat who was going to come up.
Yeah, and Angel just came up as well. Hey,
Angel. I know Angel Muniz. That's Angel Muniz. I know you.
Yeah.
I've met Angel
Everybody
before.
knows Angel.
I met him on Premier Hell's live stream a long time ago. You probably forget Angel, but that's where I met you, buddy. So, but anyway, guys, have a nice night. Wonderful to talk to you all. Thank you.
Thanks, Ozzy, for coming up.
Thank you, lovely. Bye.
Bye. Hey, Angel, how are you?
Doing well. Just got off of work and I just got back home less than 5 minutes ago. And,
how's that working going?
I have to say, as a full-time position, working 40 hours a week, in like an increment of 9 hours, 5 times a week, it's pretty exhausting because 5 times a week I work from 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. But from 6 p.m. to 7, we have a hour lunch break. But if you exclude the hour lunch break, it's 8 hours per shift times 5, which is 40. But it's pretty exhausting, but I'm learning as I'm going along because I've never worked in retail. But I have had a few bumps on the road, but I've been able to figure it out and just brush it off.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I know you're a fighter, Angel, and I know sometimes, and I even see this with my son. It's like he's trying to figure out what the right social cue is, and and then you just once you figure out what it is you need to do, and there's always somebody around to help. Now, do you have helpful coworkers?
Yeah, I do. In fact, one of the coworkers that was at the orientation that works the same kind of position, but in the produce department. He is actually a social worker who has worked with the autism people before, but he's no longer that. But he has worked with people who are on the autism spectrum, so he understands where I come from and such.
I know he's probably really proud of you for taking this full-time job too.
Yeah, and this is my first ever full-time job, unless if you include the other one that I told you about.
I know. I mean, because you were just getting into working full-time, and now you're really doing it. Even if this is only a temporary thing, it's still a great experience for you. But I think it may turn into a permanent thing for you if you like it.
But it's just about getting to understand things a bit more, and also getting the managers to understand, because you know how I had said there's been a few issues? Well, there's this assistant manager at the location that I work at that kind of is a bit too expectation-wise. Because he expects people to do things super fast, super quick, And yesterday when I was at work, he expected me to get 2 full carts of candy done within the first half of my shift before I took my hour-long lunch break. But how can I do that when I've never worked in the candy aisle and this is my first time doing any form of retail before? And he kind of was that before, or I should not before. Tonight he was the same way, and but I just want to be able to get the job done right and making sure I do things properly and not rush myself based on his expectations. But he says it's Walmart's own expectations within the entire company. But in my honest opinion, I think it's his own because there are those managers that go above and beyond what the CEO expects from people, and the managers kind of want people to do things out of the ordinary than what the CEO wants.
Exactly. But I'm glad that it, for the most part, it's a very positive experience for you.
Well, yeah, and I kind of made a bit of a, I wouldn't say a diss track, but just I love him, but I've been having a few problems with him. But I spoke to him about it. We got the figure out because does anyone know the song "She Drives Me Crazy"?
Oh yeah,
And
I know that song.
I kind of came up with a bit of a diss track on my way back home, but it's not necessarily against him or towards him. It's just for some satire because he's joked with me many times where he said that he heard me all the way in another aisle, and it just goes to show how loud I am. We've joked around many times, and it's just a form of satire that I'm doing as a comedy relief with him and self. So basically, I'll go ahead and sing it. How can I do my job when all you say that I'm a slob? I'll try and do my very best, but all you do is be a pest. Jorge drives me crazy. Ooh, ooh, like no one else. Ooh, ooh, Jorge drives me crazy, and I can't help myself.
That's cute, Angel. Just one second. Troll King, if you can't be respectful in my chat, then you can always leave. This is a nice peaceful chat, and if you have a problem, then just go ahead and exit the chat. I don't have a problem. Mods, please watch that person. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Angel.
That's all right. But yeah, basically, I try and do my very best with everyone that I work with, and with the assistant manager Jorge, as I mentioned in my diss track, he expects people to do things above and beyond. And with me being autistic, it's hard to know when I have never even worked in the retail space before, and I'm learning as I go along. So that way, the next time I am assigned to that particular area, I know where everything goes already. So it's a learning curve and a learning experience along the way with every station that I go to. But like I said, Jorge drives me crazy. Ooh, ooh, like no one else. Ooh, ooh, Jorge drives me crazy, and I can't help myself.
Thank you, Miss Mahogany.
But yeah, I love Jorge, and he's an awesome person. But I just wanted to be able to make him happy, but also making sure that I do the proper job to make the company happy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I honestly, because this, first of all, they knew that you had autism when you came in there, but you are high functioning and you follow directions very well, and all he has to do is show you how to do something. So, and he knows that. So I think that he's just kind of trying to fill you out to see whether you can take humor and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you're doing well. Now, are they giving you like the safety mask and everything that you need to have when you're at work?
Yeah, they are.
Okay. because I've been hearing some things that in some of the stores, at least some stores here in California, that hasn't been happening. So I just wanted to make sure that, that they were also making sure that they were keeping your safety. Also, that's good to
Yeah,
hear. But I'm glad that you like working full time. I know it's a lot when you've never worked full time before, like consistently. But I know that you're gonna like it.
yep, it's my first time working full time, unless if you include the job that I had from 2008 to 2012, where I worked from 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. If you include that, then sure, that would have been my first full time job, but it really wasn't very much as it is now where I'm at right now, because the job at the place I had from 2008 to 2012, all they had us do was make tie-dye t-shirts, do things that weren't necessarily so-called retail or anything like that. Even though they sold it, it wasn't necessarily like any form of job, occupation, or like a category.
Exactly. Where you're working now, you're getting true retail experience that you can put on your resume, and you can get another job in retail, and you know that you actually have the right experience. So I wouldn't even, I would still count that because that was job experience, but this is your first real, full-time job. That was to prepare you for this job.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm really glad that you're doing that. Thank you, Miss Mahogany. Thank you for coming in. It's no problem with you being late. You came in right on time. You came in right on time, because I was like looking at that person in the chat, and they were saying things that were not very nice. And I don't know if they think I'm not watching the chat while I'm up here on the panel, but I had said it before, the gentleman came up here, that I do not allow people to be disrespectful in my chat. This is not that kind of party. So, that is the way it is, and that's the reason why I have people in here to mod. They just didn't see you coming from the clouds. Hey, Elise, how are you? Are you
Yeah,
up?
but like I said, that song that I sung to you was just a bit of a diss track. I don't hate him, and I respect him, and I enjoy working with the assistant manager Jorge. But it's just that I kind of wish he would just let me take the time to get to know where everything is at. Because if you like rush something for first timers, they'll get it wrong. Like, let's say if a person who is working in pizza or a pizzeria for the first time, but has never had any experience of tossing dough or anything, he or she would need to all the training possible. And if they don't get it, it's just basically the person messing up with every pizza without getting the necessary help that he or she needs.
Exactly. And you're working at Walmart, right?
Yep.
And see, and the one thing that I do know about within the Walmart Corporation is that they are supposed to be very friendly to the autism community getting employment within their corporation. So, the CEO would frown on someone if they mistreated you. So as long as he's just joking, then it's okay.
Yeah, tinfoil hat. But yeah, and I even like talked to another person when I got off of work, and I basically gave the example of this: if the experience was on an episode of Undercover Boss, and the CEO had came to me to see how I do, and I were to teach the CEO how to properly zone items, how to properly stock and overstock stuff, making sure things match. And he or she were to ask me about the experience I had, and I were to tell him about how the assistant manager is like towards me, it'd probably be something that the CEO of Walmart would disapprove of if it were to be on an episode of Undercover Boss.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because he was like testing you too.
Yeah, exactly.
He was testing you. He was testing you. But the thing is that what he doesn't understand is that you are a very well-adjusted young person.
Yeah.
And I've said this to you before. Despite all the things that happened to you as a child, you turned out, despite all of that, to be very well adjusted, to be very independent, and to be determined to live life on your own terms.
Exactly.
Have you been able to FaceTime with your sister?
I haven't done FaceTime, but I've been calling her as often as I could, and she even texted me the other day when I was at work on Tuesday, and when I was about to take my lunch, I checked my phone and saw that she had texted me and asking me, saying that I hope I am doing well, like less than 6 minutes before I had went and took my hour-long lunch break. And I called her back and told her how I've been and how things were, and she then let me go and have my lunch.
That's great. I'm glad that you guys are just staying in touch during this time, because it's really, really important, you know. And I tell this to everyone, it's really, really important if you have a good relationship with your family to to stay in touch with them during this time, even if they don't live in the same city with you or whatnot. Because like this weekend, my guy, his family did, I think they did, like, on Facebook, you can call a group of people and you can get a whole bunch of people in a video chat on Facebook, and like him and a bunch of his family were able to get on there all over the country and talk to each other. So I'm just saying, I know a lot of people are using Zoom. I'm still not real comfortable with Zoom because it does still have some little security issues, y'all. But I've done a couple of things on Zoom. I've had we did a full rehearsal, 2 full rehearsals for this play that's now going to be a movie that I'm a part of on there. But just people being able to talk to each other and to be able to FaceTime and Zoom and video chat, I think it's really, really important right now, because this isolation is hard for a lot of people. And if they don't have that social interaction, it's gonna be hard for them, because everybody doesn't have a family unit that lives with them, or their friends that are in the close proximity where they can get to each other. So it's just really, really important that we all keep that.
Yeah,
Just had to say that.
that's all right, and I don't blame you. But it's just that I don't speak to my family all that much. And it's not because I refuse to. It's just that because of my full-time job that I have now, it's kind of hard to keep up with the family, and I only get 2 days a week off. And I
Yeah.
had Sunday, and I had Sunday and Monday off this week, and I also have Saturday off. But starting next week, it looks like Thursdays and Saturdays are going to be the days I'll have off on a reoccurring basis, because I looked at my schedule for the next couple of weeks, and the days that I have off is on a Thursday and on a Saturday.
I hear what you're saying.
DeRocha wants the link.
Yeah, I just dropped it in the chat for you, DeRosa. I just dropped it in the chat. Yeah, no, I understand with that. Yeah, but I'm just glad that you guys are able to have that connection. But I know, with you working full time, that's taking a lot of time away from you. Being able to talk to them. But as long as you're able to text her and talk to her on the phone, every once in a while, just maintain that connection, even with you being at work, because right now you are one of the essential employees out there, Angel. So we're praying for you. all the time. Because see, the job that I have, I work from home, you know, and because it's number one, it's not considered essential, you know, and number two, it always was a work from home for me. But right now, everybody in my company works from home, and our system is slow as you don't know what. It's frustrating most days. Frustrating for me most days, working from home, and you know, not going outside like normal. Because I'll go outside now because I make myself go outside, but it's like I'm making myself go outside so that I can keep that, you know, get some of that fresh air that's out there so there's not as many cars driving around.
Exactly.
That's one of the things that they said that's happened. DeRosa, if you need me to redrop the chat, just let me know. That's one of the things. Hey, Miss B-Town. Thank you for coming. Oh, there's DeRosa. Okay, I'm gonna let 1 second. Let me look them up. Hey, DeRosa.
Hello, hello. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for coming up. Thank you for coming to the chat.
Thank you for having me here.
How are you doing? How are you holding up in your part of the world?
Well, for the most part, okay. But it's just the fact that everything's closed and you really can't do anything that just kills me.
Did you guys hear that there are certain states that are having retailers like Walmart and Target ban the purchase of items like baby toys, clothing, electronics?
Yeah, I've heard that. That's going on, that they're only allowing you to go into the stores to buy essential things like food. I've heard that's going on at some of them. It hasn't hit here in California yet, but some people have told me that that's happening in other states. Yeah, I know the fact that people can't go out, and I know that some states are starting to open up, starting to open up slowly. But the states that I'm in, California, I don't think we're going to be one of them. This is going to be opening up anytime soon. Nor do I think New York is going to open up anytime soon. You know, the states that are the true hot spots are not really opening up. I'm really surprised that Georgia is taking this step. I don't know who's pressuring the governor of Georgia to open up all these small businesses, but I cannot believe that it would be all the small business owners of tattoo shops and nail salons and everything, that they all banded together and said, you better let us open back up next week. I have my own conspiracy about it. I think they're trying to lure a specific portion of the population in the state of Georgia out so that they can get contagious and get sick. But that's just my opinion. So I'm saying don't fall for it. Y'all better stay home. You can wait a few more weeks to get your nails done. It's not that serious. That tattoo you wanted can wait. So, DeRosa, are you working from home while we're doing all of this, or are you one of the people who are sitting at home and not being able to work?
I work about 3 days a month in the summer.
Okay, so you normally wouldn't be working right now anyway. This would just be, you know, your full time. But now you're not able to do the things you normally do, which would be outdoor activities.
Exactly. What I do, I kill mosquitoes for a living. I've been doing that for about 30 years.
That makes a lot of money, though, when you do have to go out and do it.
Yep. More than an attorney.
Huh?
More than an attorney.
That's what I said. That's what, like, that makes a lot of money because, yeah, that means you operate one of those planes that does it?
Oh, hell no.
Okay.
No, it's all ground.
Okay. So you're in one of the trucks that goes around that.
Yep, with the power sprayer.
Ah, yeah. I know. I remember like maybe about 15 years ago when they had those really bad, I don't know, it was like, I think it was something like some med flies, and they were in the San Fernando Valley, and I happened to live in the San Fernando Valley at that time. I remember that they were spraying that stuff at night, and it was making people sick because it would get, it would get all over things, and I guess some people would be out.
This was what, 15 years ago, you said?
Yeah, it was like in the San Fernando Valley, and they were spraying for med flies supposedly. Yeah, supposedly that's what they were spraying for, but people got sick from whatever it was that they were
I
spraying.
have a question there from to both of them, man. Like, what sort of material, or like what's the substance that you use?
I'll use either a bifenthrin or a permethrin.
Okay, could you explain? Are they toxic? Like, obviously, or
Let me show you something you get off.
Wow.
I mean, obviously they're both toxic, are they?
Well, it's probably toxic to the mosquitoes.
Yeah, obviously. I'm just saying because you have to wear protective. I'm just wondering. Like, what,
Yeah, I mean, well, you've got to wear protective stuff whenever you're putting on that stuff, and there's some amount of I guess toxins in all of that stuff that should not be touching people's skin, because that's what it was. It was an irritant to certain people's skin and to their eyes, because I guess some of the stuff was still in the air.
But well, is what you mentioned, the binethrin, or is that basically what's in like a can of Raid?
Yeah, your pyrethrins are going to be in your Raid. It's a pyrethrin is just an organic chemical. So that's usually in your. It doesn't have a residual. It's just a quick kill. But the bifenthrins have a residual. Usually, when I spray an acreage, they won't have anything for about a month, 3 or 4 weeks, and I just have to go do it again.
Oh. Okay. Cool. Oh, thanks. I was just wondering. So yeah.
Oh, the other thing that I want to mention to the Purple Diva is that I officially ordered my new computer earlier this week, but it won't be delivered until 2026.
Until when? April 26th or May 26th?
May 6th.
May
6th.
Oh, May 6th. Okay. Yeah, because like right now, if I don't know how many other people have been ordering stuff on Amazon, but like if you're ordering anything that's non-essential, they push your delivery date to May, even if they have it in stock, is what I'm finding out.
Well, I didn't order my computer through Amazon.
Oh, I know you didn't. Yeah, but it seems to be how things are being. They're pushing anything that's not considered essential, including electronics. Even other companies, they're starting to deliver it like at the end of April, I'm sorry, when supposedly initially we think things might, they're going to start opening up portions of the country, supposedly according to 45. Oh, thank you, Ozzy Outlaw. I'm already subscribed to you, I'm sure, because I knew who you were when you came in. Yeah, so when you get it, then you'll be able to start doing your stuff. That's good, Angel. But right now, you got to get into the routine of working, because now you're going to have to juggle the working and your YouTube.
Well, believe it or not, the days that I work, I plan on making it like a morning kind of thing for me to do maybe my videos or my streams the more often once I get my new computer, because I don't do very much in the mornings.
Okay.
Oh, and the other thing that I got at work yesterday when I was early was this DVD case.
Oh, that's cool. That is cool. So you can keep everything in it.
Yeah, like my CDs, my DVDs, etc.
That's cool. Are they selling like So they're not so at the Walmart that you're at. Have they made those restrictions on
No.
things that people can? Okay, so they're still selling everything.
Because in Arizona they still allow the ability to sell the stuff like clothing, toys, electronics, etc. But I think there are selective states that have that implementation due to the governor slash mayors.
Yeah, because I mean, here I haven't been to Target or Walmart since this has started, but I know that they're still selling clothes in the ones that are here because they're the only place people can go and buy clothes right now.
Exactly.
Unless they're ordering them online. And if you order stuff online, clothes is not considered essential, and they're pushing people's dates out until May because even if you're ordering the clothes, where are you going? Unless you're working, you know, where are you going that you need to wear these new clothes? But some people are getting stuff pretty fast. I guess it just really depends on who you're getting it from and whatnot. I think I need to go find me some more games so I can play them on my PlayStation. That's why I think I might be visiting the Walmart because all the GameStops are closed right now.
Yep.
Oh, some 2P said except eBay. Oh yeah, eBay is. Yeah, well, eBay stuff will come pretty quick from eBay.
Yeah, because eBay is the website where people can sell their own stuff, and there's even retailers that have their own eBay page.
Yeah, some of those what was it like? I forget which one it was. I think it's 5 Miles. They flipped to eBay because they used to be like an app that you had on your phone, but now they're part of the eBay app because I think eBay swallowed them up. Yeah, because people are still selling stuff. I gotta wash the dryers for sale if anybody wants one. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Angel.
Basically what you're saying is that eBay had bought out 5 Miles.
Yeah, they bought them out because when they bought them out, in the app it told you to go download the eBay app because all of your information was being on eBay and to get an eBay account. Well, I already had an eBay account, so I just now just sell it on there or I sell it on Craigslist. Then you have the other one. It's called, I think it's Let It Go. People are still selling stuff on Let It Go. They're still selling it on there too. People are trying to get their money any way they can, while they're sitting at home with just a $1,200 check that's not going to pay their bills for the next couple of months because everybody's not going to be going back to work on May 1st. That was with the assumption that a lot of people will be able to go back to work on May 1st. Well, that's not what's going to happen for millions of people. They're still going to be at home. And it's going to be and I think it's going to be a minute before they open up like bars.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be a minute before they let the bars
we're going to be
like
on the same. This is like the new social. I'm not socializing, but the whole even just how it works. There'll be jobs going on, appointments, medical appointments, job interviews. Work will conduct in that way. So these sort of videos and just people socializing. I really think this will keep going for a long time. Yeah,
I think it's gonna. I think even though like 45, the president. 45 is what I call the president of the United States. I didn't vote for that person, but 45 is under some impression that that people are going to be crowding up Major League Baseball games over the summer, and that people are going to be at the football stadiums in the fall. And I don't know if that's going to happen, because that would possibly happen would be the entire country would have to open back up, and that's not going to happen that's not going to happen by the fall. He is really, really, really trying to keep this recession from happening, but I don't think there's anything that he can do, because this recession is because of a virus, and I have my theories about it. I don't think it was an accident. I just don't think that it was an accident, that it spread across the entire world like wildfire.
Well, you know how it started.
Well, yeah, I know how it started, but I also think that there's some other information that's been coming out that when the Chinese are saying that this came from the United States, they might not be lying, because it may be something that came from here, that went over there, and it was in their labs, and then it got released.
Well, what I heard were two scientists and a doctor created it in China, and it got out of hand.
One of them was an American.
Yeah.
Yep. You heard the same thing I heard. You heard the same thing that I heard. Yep, and they've been brought up on charges and stuff.
So now, if you have COVID and you get over it, then you won't get it again, is what I'm thinking.
We can only hope. Go ahead. We can only hope. I mean, if it operates like most other, flu-like viruses, but they don't even know, because supposedly they put this into an animal, and that's how it got into humans. So since we don't operate the same way as animals, because we are not animals.
And we don't know the true story anyhow.
Yeah, we don't know the true story, because now we have found out that cats can get this. Now we have found out that cats can get this, because apparently cats have similar DNA or immune systems to humans. And that's the reason why they are susceptible to it, and dogs are not. And I guess that's the reason why those what were they, tigers in the Bronx Zoo ended up catching it. Which means that somebody in the Bronx Zoo has it and didn't get tested. That's all. Because I think there's people that, I think a lot of people have it and are not getting tested for it, but they aren't having the severe thing, because I think a lot of people may be asymptomatic if they are even have anything, in regards to it. But I'm just not sure if the numbers that they're giving us are the real numbers. I'm not sure if all those numbers are people who really died from this, or you know what I'm saying when they say all the deaths. Did they all die from this?
I think there's been a lot of talk about that. The numbers have been altering, and the people like long-term cancer patients who have been basically, terminally ill, and 6 months in their treatment, or maybe even longer, but then they'd pass away in this time, in the last 2 months, and they write it down as COVID. I think there's been
that's what I'm thinking too. I mean, now
speculation.
I mean, because now they're saying that we've got, and I don't know like how it's going in Australia, but like here in the United States, all of a sudden in places like California, we have all of these assisted living homes that are starting to spread like wildfire, supposedly. Now, granted, a lot of these people aren't necessarily, dying, but the thing is that a lot of them have you know, other things that were going on with them. So that's my question. Are they dying from the COVID if they do die? Or is it something else? This is what they
But you want to know something? But you want to know something, DC? Earlier this evening during my shift at work, there was a customer that was asking if we had any toilet paper, and I explained to her that they restocked the toilet paper when the store closed because Walmart now opens from 7 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. every day due to the
uh-huh.
COVID-19. And basically, I had told her that. And then I told her that by the time when they open, everything is completely gone. And she was like, "So people are still hoarding up the paper." And I told her that people who are being paranoid because they think the world is ending in apocalypse, kind of like how people were paranoid about the world ending in 2012.
People are still hoarding
Well,
hoarding
are Walmart putting a limit on each customer? Like,
Well,
are they allowed?
still take more than one. And the people at the registers, at least at the location that I work at, and I don't know if it's all for all locations across the U.S., they're not doing anything to like make
stock.
sure that the limit is met.
Okay, so I could come in there and take the whole shelf if I wanted to, if it's well,
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Yep.
What
And so pretty
I
much I
would.
explained that to her, and she agreed with me about my thought of people being paranoid, thinking that the world was going to be in an apocalypse because of COVID-19 was much like people being paranoid of the world ending in 2012.
Yeah, I mean, I think some people are overreacting with, I mean, with the toilet paper. But of course, I'm sure that the Clark Corporation, Kimberly Clark Industries, thanks them because they're in the first quarter earnings are up because of all the
Yeah.
toilet paper that everyone bought.
Yep. Exactly.
However, I don't believe that they have dividends, so I wouldn't go out and buy stock because here's my tip on stock: if they don't pay their stockholders dividends, then you don't want that stock because that means that you don't really make any money on it while the stock is just sitting there. You want those dividends, whether they be annual or quarterly dividends, and I don't think Kimberly Clark Corporation does that.
No.
So they're making a bunch of money, but I'm sure their stockholders are happy and everything, but they don't pay no dividends.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm trying to comprehend why it's toilet paper too. Of all things, what do people think they're going to do? I mean, why do they think they need all of this toilet paper? I just want to know. I just
Same
want to.
here.
What do they think? I mean, what do they think they're going to? I mean, now women, of course, we need it all the time, but men only need it, half the time. So why do they need all of this toilet paper? What is it more than half?
No.
Y'all don't even need to have.
Quarter.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I overestimated. I'm being corrected. Y'all only needed a quarter of the time that women need the toilet paper. So again, I say, why the hell are we hoarding toilet paper?
Nervous plugs and y'all women, I guess.
I don't know
Yeah,
what's
that's
going on.
quite true. I mean,
Yeah, I
that's
don't know what's going on with the toilet paper thing. But now people are starting to go and buy large portions of meat because the meat plants are starting to close in certain parts of the country because those certain parts of the country didn't do the social distancing and everything that they needed to do. And so, you've got workers at places like Foster Farms, I believe, and Smithfield Ham. Yeah, they're shutting down the plants because employees are sick with it. And I'm like, please shut down because nobody wants to eat food, that's being, coming through there now. You need to shut down. Can you guys imagine if they would keep open and not say anything about that? It's mostly pork plants. Well, I'm not a huge pork plant, but one of them is a chicken plant. You know, maybe it might be a good time for some people to think about becoming vegans. I'm just
Right,
saying.
living standards. I think that's right. I think that's very true, man. I mean, I would
It
say
might
it a
be
lot. I say it a lot.
but here's the thing. Here in the United States, I don't know if they're doing this in Australia, but here in the United States, if you try to go and buy seeds, like in places like our Home Depots and Lowe's, they can't even sell us seeds, so we can't even grow, vegetables and stuff by the seeds. So you have to use seeds from vegetables that you have at home. So dry out some cucumber seed, dry out, you know how to do the potato plant. Everybody learned how to grow a potato when they were in school. Almost every elementary school around the world taught that. That was like one of the first science projects we all learned. And you can take the bottom of a celery, the bottom of it, and put it in water, and you'll grow a whole new celery plant. Those are just a couple of hints on how to grow vegetables from stuff in your house without getting the seeds in a packet. Now, hopefully they haven't, GMO'd the plants so that the seeds will, regrow once you plant them. But sometimes they have those ones where they've done some stuff to it so that when it only yields one harvest, which is really messed up.
That's yes. I mean, from Monsanto, that one crop generate like one generation or whatever it is.
That's part of the stuff that they. That's part of the stuff that they do. And foolish Americans, in most of the states, because almost every state had the chance to vote on in their specific states whether they wanted to have the foods labeled, and the Monsanto Corporation had so much ad money pushed in there to keep those things from going through that most states don't have it labeled. You don't even know if you're eating real corn or GMO corn. You don't know if that fish that you're eating is a real salmon or if that's a GMO salmon where they mutated it with some eel. Which is why if I do eat salmon, I only eat wild caught. Means they caught it out in the ocean.
And they're also saying that fish in the ocean, the mercury content is too high, so you should stop eating fish.
My son is allergic to fish, I think because of the mercury. He's always been allergic to fish. He can eat shellfish, but not fish. I don't know. I don't eat a lot of fish anymore, but I like salmon. I
like salmon too. And did you also know that what's that fish? They farm it. No, they farm it in fish farms. Tilapia.
Oh, I will not eat that.
You cannot burn tilapia.
I will not eat that. I don't know what they make. I don't know what that fish is. It's not. I don't know what that fish is. It's not a real fish. They're pretending that's a fish. It's something they made up.
Yeah, it's worse than eating a cheeseburger.
Yep, it's something they made up. That's why people usually go for catfish, which I know are the they eat all the garbage at the bottom, or they'll eat the snapper, or they eat salmon, or they eat trout, or tuna. But again, with tuna, you gotta make sure it's the wild tuna, because you just don't know. It's certain fish that they're trying to make into something else so that they can make more, make them meatier. But what they're doing is they're mutating, the actual DNA, playing God. Right.
They're messing around with the food at a genetic level.
Exactly. Playing God. and they don't even know what this stuff. I'm like, you don't even know what you're doing. There's a reason why the genes are the way that they are, and the reason that they mutate naturally over time.
See, they think putting these genes and making a cucumber like a 3-foot cucumber is going to be beneficial because you can feed more people. But the thing that they're not keeping in mind is that cucumber has pretty much lost all of its vitamins, nutrients, everything.
Yeah,
because of that.
Nutrients are gone.
You know what Monsanto does is they'll splice a spider gene with their corn. And then when they sell their corn, you have to use their herbicides, and they'll guarantee the crop.
I know they force, and see, the thing is that farmers who do not want to use their stuff, the problem is that the farms that do use their stuff surround the farms that won't, and then their stuff floats over to those other crops and contaminates them. Yeah, it makes it very, very hard, to get organic stuff. That's why a lot of people are trying to go to the farmers market because they know what's going on.
Right. Yeah. Now, at Whole Foods, they scientists did some research on foods from Whole Foods, and they wanted to actually see if there was any genetic difference or genetic modifications. So they went ahead and started testing the foods. They didn't even get to the genetic modifications because there were so many chemicals in this
quote-unquote organic food.
Yep. They take the same food and they just put a different label on it.
See, that's the crazy thing about that, because I remember there was this other store called Mrs. Gooch's that was a real true, like, natural store. But when Whole Foods came into town, they swallowed up all of the other, healthy grocery stores and everything. And now Amazon owns them. So who knows what the heck they're doing? Because Amazon owns Whole Foods. So there's no telling.
Now, you also know that the FDA and the Monsanto and the FDA, the heads of Monsanto and the heads of the FDA switch spots. So they know what's going on at Monsanto. The FDA knows what's going on, so they're able to make shit. It's just
they sleeping with the enemy.
Yeah.
But it's all about money up in here, and that's something that's been going on for a long time with the food industry, because I remember like 10 years ago, it was about 10 years ago, California had a huge vote that would have forced them to tell us in the state of California, in any grocery store, whether it was genetically modified. And that vote went down. It was really close, but it wasn't enough. And so now the opportunity's gone because it's spread all across the country. And people don't understand, no other country will allow us to export our fruits.
Oh, I know. There's a lot of countries that will not eat our food.
They will not allow us to because of GMO. Europe will not allow our stuff into their countries for that reason. Our fruits and vegetables are banned. Just like we try to ban Mexico's fruits and vegetables, ours are banned in other countries.
Yeah. Actually, to speak on that, I should tasted the difference, like, because I prefer to, and everybody probably should prefer to buy locally produced, fruit and vegetables and things, or produce anyway. But so I like to get oranges, and I went to the supermarket, and it wasn't currently in season, but the sign said most of them say Australian grown, but this one said imported from the United States and Australia. It's like it's a mix. So I tried. This was a couple of months ago, but then I asked the guy, the actual worker there, and he said, "Oh no, these are all American." So actually, I had to buy. I bought one of those. He said you can tell by the sticker, and basically, yeah, like it tasted, it was sweet and whatnot, and it would fill me up. But then now the Australian one has come into season. I bought that just a few days ago, and I could really taste the difference in. I don't know. It just tasted like it. To me, I don't know if I could say more of an orange, but just more of the what's familiar to me and what I
It
could
tasted like a
recognize.
real orange.
Yeah, like it had more sustenance in it, I guess, and more satisfaction.
And yeah, and most of the oranges that you would have gotten would have either come from California or from Florida.
Yeah.
Yep. And yeah, I can't even say anything about them because I know that it's like you always hope when you're buying stuff that says it's natural, unless that it is, but unless you're actually going to the farmer's market and buying it from the farmers at the farmer's market, you really don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You really don't know. And now in this now new environment, it's very, very hard to do that.
That's exactly what I was thinking in the same way, because even those farmers have to, even the water that they're giving it, I mean, whatever that is in the soil that it's in, like, I'm sure they're doing their best too, but then now you've got the challenges of what's in the air too.
Yeah, and then also we're dealing with natural things because just 2 days ago, there was an earthquake in California in the area that I'm in, but yesterday we had tornadoes blow through, part of the southern states, Texas, Tennessee, destroying homes. And now the, first response workers have to take, they're moving slower because they have to take all these extra precautions because of what's going on.
Right.
In addition, and when all of these things happen, you have to think about what part of the country it's happening, because some of these things are happening in states that are in the states in the middle of the country where a lot of the produce come from for the rest of the country. People don't even think about that. Is that the middle of the country is really where the majority of our fruits and vegetables, really our vegetables, come from, because a lot of the fruits come from probably the perimeter states, places like California and Washington for apples, and Florida, because of the climates in those states. But when you're talking about vegetables, corn, potatoes, that kind of stuff, that's in the middle of the country. And Monsanto Corporation has I don't even know how they did what they did. I mean, did people forget that they were the bad guys from the north?
They just have so much fucking power.
Did they forget that they were the bad guys from the north? Canada warned us.
The ex-Monsanto executive, Michael Taylor, is the head of the FDA. And he used to be an executive at Monsanto.
So, of course, because a lot of people don't realize that the American diet, the reason why we have so many people in our country who are either pre-diabetic or diabetic is because of the American diet. It is because of what we eat, and probably because of all this crap that's in everything that we eat. Because now they tried to make you think that corn syrup is the good sugar. But how can it be the good sugar when we don't really know what the corn is? Is that real corn? Is that real corn? That's not real corn. Then how can that be better than cane sugar from Hawaii?
Yeah, exactly. I think about that a lot. Like, the produce that, or the things that maybe your great grandparents were eating and how they're eating their meals and stuff, as opposed to what we have. Like, they say it's the same and stuff like that, but it's really not as wholesome and pure as what it was, like,
And and you know what? The thing is that unfortunately and I will call it the westernized diet, the United States diet, our westernized diet has spread around the world. And so you're starting to see the same types of things that are going on in the United States and other countries because you can find a McDonald's in every single country in this world.
And but you want to know what my diet has been as of lately? Chicken. Because ever since I started my job at Walmart, and whenever I would go on to my lunch break that they give us from 6 p.m. to 7, I wouldn't go anywhere else besides KFC because Taco Bell is not open for takeout. The Carl's Jr. not right by the Walmart is only doing drive-through as well. So the only restaurant besides the McDonald's within the Walmart that I work at is the KFC not too far away. So that's where I've been eating for ever since I started, and I've had went to McDonald's a couple of times. But I just don't like McDonald's all that much. Their fries are hideous. They're not as tasty as they once were.
No, because they changed the way that they made the fries. Because when they got exposed for what they were doing to make the fries delicious, they stopped doing it.
Exactly.
And now they fry it in that crazy grease.
What were they doing?
They used to coat the fries in sugar.
Oh, okay. So that makes it more addictive.
Yeah.
So it's been chicken. Like earlier this evening, when I had my lunch break, I went to the KFC and got a 3-piece combo.
Yeah, but I'm like, I don't even know if the chicken at KFC is real chicken. I wonder if the chicken at Popeyes is real chicken, but that's another story.
Yeah, I've definitely noticed the difference. Same thing, like they advertise over here. It's like either a Steggles or an Ingham's chicken now. That is it's a kind of a big commercial brand. You can go buy them in your supermarket. So they say that you're getting homegrown food. I mean, you're getting it's something that you could cook at home. We're cooking it here too, kind of thing. And they deliver it daily, but to me, I can even taste it. Like obviously these these animals, chickens and things have been given hormones to grow over the years. They get bigger and bigger, and or certain thing, it's all just the breast grows really big and their thighs grow really big. So, yeah, as we were saying before about the lettuce, like the nutrient level disperses differently and all that, and everything gets messed around. And yeah, I don't know, it's not the same as and my parents are from the farm in Fiji, so I know what farm food's like a real chicken and things like that, and cutting a lamb or something or a goat. It's very different, the taste. Fresh seafood too, as opposed to what's in the supermarket. And this is now, over the past 20, 50 years, it's all just gradually changed.
Everything has changed. Even places like McDonald's. McDonald's is not the same as it was when I was a child a million years ago. I tell people that the Big Mac that you see today, that is not the same Big Mac that they had when it was introduced. Because I remember when the Big Mac got on the menu, it was like in the late 60s, because I'm that old. And it was bigger, and it tasted, and it was different. And the special sauce that's on there is not the same special sauce. Now it's Thousand Island dressing. Yeah. They really had their own special sauce, whatever the heck it was. It was something different. But now it's different. Now it's just Thousand Island dressing.
Was the Quarter Pounder around before the Big Mac, or what did they have? They just had a cheeseburger.
No, the Big Mac. They didn't have the Quarter Pounder came after the Big Mac. So they had the hamburgers. They had hamburgers, and then they brought in the Big Mac. They did have the Quarter Pounder. The Quarter Pounder was already there. It was there before. But the Big Mac, when it first came out, that was back when everything was in the paper wrappers, and they used to put a little circle around the sandwich to keep it in place. So
okay, yep.
That was that. Like I said, that's a long time ago. Now everything's in a paper
then
box.
It came in a box.
Yeah, it was in the styrofoam boxes. Now to be environmentally conscientious, everything's in paper boxes. You know, but they still give you those. They still give those plastic straws at McDonald's.
Um, Diva, you said that pretty much all fast food places have changed in terms of taste, texture, and style. Would you say the same for Wendy's, or would you say Wendy's has stayed the same since it opened in 1969?
Can I?
Wendy's?
I'm going to leave, but I just want to let you guys know that every fast food restaurant sells shit food.
It does.
It's all
It
packed with
does.
preservatives and
It's all
Yeah.
bad for you.
Or
It's
drink soda.
all bad for
soft
you.
drink.
well, thank you very much. I've got to run.
West pigs.
All right,
Good.
thanks, Stella Rosa.
You're
They
welcome.
kill some
Appreciate it.
mosquitoes.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye bye.
I'm sorry, what were you saying, Sunray?
I was just saying, like, power to the killing of the mosquito. He's
Oh,
got
yeah.
healing as he was a mosquito.
Yeah, I know. That's a cool
Remember?
job, actually. That's a cool job because when he said that, so and he was like, I only work 3 days a year. Yeah, you make a lot of money in those 3 days though, because I know when the mosquitoes come, and it's like when they have the ones that are coming from different parts of the world, and they're worried about the mosquitoes, and they're worried about them biting people and all kinds of stuff. They make their money because they have to literally go to different parts of the country.
And probably, it's a high risk situation.
That has to be cool. Bye, Ozzy.
Say, mate. Say,
Well,
mate.
guys, I'm about
Hey, mate. Hey, mate.
guys, I'm about to end it because we've been on for a little while, and it's going on 1 o'clock in the morning here.
Yeah, you've been on for
I've been
90
on for a long time
minutes.
tonight. I know you guys. I appreciate you guys coming up and hanging out with me. And
Well, we all love you, Diva. You're awesome. Mwah.
thank you so much. I appreciate you guys coming up. I can't wait till you start doing your lives again, Angel. You know I'm gonna come popping in your chat.
Well, yeah, but they're gonna be more so of a morning routine. But
I work from home.
but once I get my computer, yeah, I'll still.
I know. I said, but I work from
more.
home. That's what I said. But I work from home, and so I can come in on my phone.
All right.
Thank you, Sunray, for coming up from down under and getting on the panel. I really, really appreciate you coming up.
Oh, that's no problem. I appreciate it too. It was a great conversation.
Absolutely. Cool. Absolutely. Both of you gentlemen, and Della Rosa and Ozzy Outlaw and God Loves Me. Thank you, all of you guys, for coming up on the panel. And
you too, and you have a great night as well, Diva.
I will. I'm gonna come on camera now.
Never found a friend like this.
Let me see if I can pull it so you can see me. There we go. Move over. There I am. Okay. Hi.
Love you.
Hi, you guys. I'm on a headset tonight. But thank you guys for coming up. Thank you guys for hanging out in the chat. Thank you, everybody who hung out till the very, very end. Thank you to my mods. One love, one love, one love. Thank you for coming on in. Thank you guys for being here. It's so cool. Peace. Thank you guys for being here. I hope that everyone enjoyed the conversation tonight, because y'all know how I do it. We just do it freestyle up in here. That's why it's called Not So Random Chat, because we don't talk about nothing. We talk about something, but it's random something. Anyway, guys, thank y'all for being here. I will see you guys tomorrow. Well, today, actually, because now it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I want y'all to be safe. Keep up your social distancing, like myself. Hang out in the house. Hang out on YouTube. Hang out with me. And I will see you guys in this YouTube streets. But until then, I offer you guys peace and blessings from the West Side. Bye, everybody. Thanks for being here.